right. Small jaws were here a couple days ago. Let's hope there's still a few here. We actually just had a little bit of a rainstorm. Some thunderstorms passing through, which makes me kind of wonder if they'll be a little bit shell-shocked, and if they'll even bite if they're in here. There's gobs and gobs and gobs of snags in here. Oh, first cast. That is not what we're looking for. We're rock bass. Not what we're looking for. But a fish is a fish. Unfortunately, it's never too good to catch a fish on the first cast. So that worries me. As I said, there are a lot of snags in here, so I'm going to break off a whole bunch. So, what have we learned so far? Well, we learned that we caught a fish on the first cast, and that's bad. We learned at the second cast that they're snags, and they're not good. What will we learn on the third cast? Try this again. We'll throw her this way. Although from the bank it looks like this was really deep, it's actually not. It's deeper by the wall, obviously, but it's still, I mean, I'm more than halfway across this little river, and I'm only up to about the top of my thighs. The smallmouth actually come in here, and I'm not sure if I don't think they actually spawn in here, but it is a fairly good transition. I mean, I'm standing in sand right now, and I know that it's rock over there. I'm actually throwing right against the wall, and they're hitting it. They do hit it. They're not hitting it too far off of that wall. I'm setting the hook like an old woman, so the people actually watching me up at this little park behind me is probably laughing at me. Which is spot. I just really hope that one lone little rock bass is not my only catch. That'll be a little bit depressing. Oh, and I broke off. Always check your line, ladies and gentlemen. Always check your line. So we're down to 3 jig heads. On the plus side, these are not great jig heads. These are actually really, really cheap jig heads. The plus side of that being, they're probably going to bend. So if I do get hung up, chances are I will bend the hook, save the head. In theory. In theory, that's going to happen. In reality, I'm going to lose everything. And just be out some more jig heads. Those of you that fish for smallmouth know. Smallmouth no likey cold, cloudy water. There's one. Once again, the rock bass are awake. You know, it's definitely a lot safer for those rock bass to be somewhere where a big smallmouth can't get to them. Would make sense anyway. But I in no way, shape, or form am pretending to know what these fish want. Because, well, I've caught 2 rock bass. And there's a nice smallie. That's a smallmouth. Oh, finally a smallmouth. Finally a smallmouth. Not a big one. Little male, most likely coming up. But definitely nice. Nice to see that little guy. Happy with that one. Well, there's one smallmouth. Now, I can definitely say that bite was a lot different than the two rock bass. Like I said, he kind of hit that like a freight train. It is possible that those smallmouth are posted up right here at the corner. Kind of changing up things a little bit. It's a longer profile. It's obviously green pumpkin, not pumpkin seed. Let's see. It's a little longer than those little dingers that we're using. Still a little yum dinger. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I doubt if you can. There's actually a shelf right out in front of me, maybe 10 feet. I don't know for sure, but that definitely seems like, I don't know what that was, but it was posted right up alongside of the wall. Oh, another nice smallie. Ooh, well, that's actually a little largemouth. Look at that. Look at that. Huh. That's actually a nice little largemouth. How about that? That one deserves a Facebook picture. Very nice. Huh. He was actually right up against that wall. That is a very surprising catch out of here. He actually just hit it and held on to it. He didn't actually thump it real good, or even a nice little thunk. It was just weight. He was there. Very cool. Was not expecting a largemouth today. All right. Change of baits. Lose the dinger and bring out the Keitechs. These are actually really, really tiny Keitechs. They're just, the 3.5 swing impacts. So they're by no means big. But hopefully, we don't need anything really big. Oh my goodness, there's actually one right there. Huh. That was a really weird hook set because it was a really weird catch. He actually hit it, and I thought I was snagged. There was no thump, nothing hard. He was actually coming right back at me. We're not going to count that was a catch, obviously, because I didn't touch it. Everybody knows that's the rules. You got to touch the fish for it to be a caught fish, right? I've always heard that. I've always lived by that, especially catch and release. Catch and release, if you're not touching it, you're not catching it. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong down in the comments. I probably am. But if I didn't lay hands on it, I just can't call it caught. Gonna have to make it happen, Captain. And that was a 1 in a million shot right there. Literally threw over top of an old chair. Oh, yeah. Oh. And then watch my jig head, which, we're in very high demand, leap over and say hi to me as it flew off. Great. All right. Swim bait. No, no, no. We had hits on the dinger. So guess what I'm going to go back to? You guessed it. The dinger. Actually going to go back to the same dinger. Why? Because this is my YouTube channel and I can do whatever I want. Does not mean anything. Oh. That's a nice one. Another largie. Another largie. Wow. That was another largemouth. I'm surprised. That was actually a nice one. That was probably a 1.5 pound, 2 pound largemouth. That actually followed it. I mean, I didn't get that hit till right back here. And surprisingly, it hit it exactly like a largemouth would hit it. I mean, it picked it up and ran with it. There's definitely snags. If there's a snag there. All right, well, we're going to be down to one jig head. All right, Now this is now the plan. I have one jig head to fish from here to there, and we're going to do this. We're going to catch another fish with one jig head. The rock bass are still munching. The rock bass are still hungry. All right, one last cast. One last cast. We're out of here. Made a long one. Like the long casts. Of course, I get a bite all the way at the end of it. And it's definitely another rock bass. I would expect nothing but this. With that cast right there, I'm gonna head and say that's gonna be it for the day. I might take one more cast, probably not.